Emerging communities here say they feel left out of the conversation surrounding climate change. Activists believe those voices could hold plenty of insight and influence.
We live in an interdependent world.
At a uniting church in Sydney's inner west, a multi-faith meeting of local leaders, with global warming the only item on the agenda.
It's the Australian job.
Yeah.
We have to stand up for that.
Each person here is passionate about reducing Australia's carbon footprint.
It is very important, and because it is of the future of our kids, we have to start thinking and it seriously.
Thank you so much for coming back.
These regular catch-ups are led by activist group Sydney Alliance. Its Voices for Power project, aimed at engaging migrant communities on climate change, has been running for 2 years.
These communities have a lot of power here. They are organised communities, have a lot of ideas. They are, but they also have a lot of, sway because they are not the usual suspects, right?
The earth doesn't need us. We need the earth.
Their perspectives, some say, are only now starting to be heard.
I think our communities are rarely asked, they're rarely listened to. We rarely see migrants talked about as leaders, but there are many, many leaders who are just never invited to lead.
Other communities, though, say they're completely ignored.
The problem here is that we have the extreme left and extreme right, which have made this topic, which should not be controversial, made this subject very politically controversial. Nobody seems to care about what we think.
Dr. Singh says while combating climate change is important for many Australian Indians, it isn't top priority for recent arrivals.
Even though we care about the planet's health, we are new migrants. In fact, more than 50% of our people have come in the last 10 years to this country. So we have to worry about other things, such as housing, education of the kids, employment.
A sentiment often echoed by older migrants too.
What do we want? Climate action! Do we want it? Now!
But with younger generations leading calls for greater climate action, their elders are taking notice.
The Muslim community and Arab community in general, they're not engaged very well in climate change issue. But because of their children going to the unis and they understand what climate change means. So they understand that the future is in really danger, severe danger.
People united will never be divided.
Last week, 300,000 people took to the streets across Australia, joining millions worldwide in a global strike on global warming. But while for many people protest is how they make themselves heard over climate change, for other Australians, particularly those from certain cultural groups, demonstrating isn't something they feel comfortable doing, having grown up in countries where any form of public dissent was violently stifled by authorities.
There's always that thought that what if somebody catches us or tries to take us away, and we have to build trust all the way through.
Sheikh Ahmed Abdo says an understanding of climate change is being cultivated with Australian Muslims through scripture.
We've got a concept that's deeply rooted in our faith, which is one that talks about the natural pattern in creation. And we are called as human beings to be stewards, custodians of this earth.
The connection between culture and climate intertwined across communities.
We're actually big believers in nature, so nature is central to our culture. But over the years, what has happened is we've actually detached ourselves from our roots. So we're so caught up in all these mechanical life.
The wide variety of opinions on climate change shaped by different backgrounds and beliefs. Omar Dabaj, SBS World News.